Oh, sorry about that. South by Southwest 2024 Film and TV Festival. Just checking social media, which makes it perfect time for the world premiere of Black Twitter, A People's Journey, about a watershed moment in social media. That premiere is happening right now. Hey. How are you? Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So tell me why Black Twitter, premiering here at South by Southwest, this is the place to premiere this film.
I think it's the place to premiere the film because obviously South by Southwest is the mashup of so many things, right? It's TV, film, it's tech, it's culture, and the doc is incorporating all of those elements. So this feels like the perfect place to premiere the doc.
Listen, this film, this series, is a watershed moment in social media. Like, why was now the right time to look back on it to tell the story?
Well, when Jason Parham wrote the article that it was based on, he wanted to document, because so many things on social media and the digital world is here today and gone tomorrow. And we had no idea, when we finished it, when we were making the doc, Elon had not bought the platform yet. So as we were making the doc, everything was changing. And so everything that Jason was afraid could happen was actually happening in real time.
When this was all happening, the world was also going through something else that was pretty heavy. So how does the series just wrap it all around in just this tumultuous time, but a necessary movement in social media?
Yeah, I think, the fact that Black Twitter is the way that Black people sort of move in general, which is dealing with things that are very tough through humor, through community, through having fun, through, being there for each other. You were seeing that on the platform, whether that was through calling calling COVID, the panorama or the vid, or, D-Nice doing Club Quarantine. It was just really finding ways to stay connected. And I feel like that's what Black Twitter does, and that's what we did in that time.
So looking back on that, when you were working on the film, what were some of the discoveries that you made that were new to you while you were doing all your research and prep for the film?
For me, it was the little moments, right? Things that we take for granted now that kind of happened very accidentally. To me, it was very much the way that Rosa Parks was just sitting on a bus, and then that becomes a movement. So, so Kashawn, who came up with Black Girls Magic, was just commenting on Serena Williams getting all this hate, but now Black Girl Magic is this big huge thing, right? But it didn't start off as a big huge thing. It just started off being a very small thing, or Black Lives Matter. It's just a response to Trayvon being hey, we matter, right? So these things weren't happening as planned events. They were just real responses to how we were feeling, and then obviously it just grew from there.
Last question is this. Okay, one last question. All right. What do you hope people take away from this?
I hope that people take away that our contributions to this country are paramount. The way that we've changed culture and do that here, here in the country and overseas, is just so powerful. And so to watch that play out on the platform in a show that's highlighting all that, I just think that we take away our value, our true value to this country for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is so nice to meet you. So tell me why South by Southwest is the perfect place to premiere this show.
This is the only festival that we wanted to be at. It's the perfect mix of all the things that Black Twitter is, which is technology, media, music, all of those things, pop culture. So it just felt like the perfect venue to finally have this come to the world. So thrilled.
So why was now the right time to look back on this watershed moment that happened during a whole other watershed moment, the pandemic? Why was now the right time to tell this story?
Absolutely. This is the time because so many things are changing. We're in an election year. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we've been documenting is started over, almost 20 years ago, and this is our history. This is American history. Through our perspective. It's where we're all gathering to talk about the things that matter to us, from the funny to the political to just, wanting some levity in life. And I think that right now, with everything that's gone on with the ownership of the platform, this is an opportunity to have a documented piece of work that tells you what it is before it might be erased. God knows, we don't know.
That's a really, really good point. Because, when we were all going through it, like while we were in the moment with the rise of Black Twitter, but now you're looking back on it as a whole, like, arc, if you will.
Yeah.
So what were some of the discoveries that you made looking back on it with a perspective?
Yeah, I think that it was really great to revisit some of the laughs that I had, like, from Zola to Meet Me in Temecula to these hashtags, and to see how Black folks on the internet were able to harness the power of hashtags to things that are fun, like those, but then also to things that are really powerful and that we still see today in our culture, like Black Lives Matter, like Black Girl Magic, these things that are affirming to our stories and to telling the stories that matter to us. That started on Black Twitter, and without that, none of these things would exist. These things that we totally take for granted in some ways, terminology and movements that started there. So I think that it was a reminder of just like the power that we have.
So I know this may sound like a cliche question to ask at a premiere, but
Sure.
I think it's essential for this film in particular, the series. What do you hope people take away from Black Twitter?
I hope that people realize that we made this culture. Like, we are the purveyors of it, but also the folks that are creators. And from politics to pop culture to film and TV and all of these things, to the way that we speak about, the way that we speak on the internet. Like, literally, like the language of the internet, memes, GIFs, all of those things that we sort of just take as the way that we talk, we're the origins of that, and so they come from Black Twitter, and so I want people to know that and to recognize it.
They will know it.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. In fact, my first question for you is, why is South by Southwest the perfect place to premiere Black Twitter?
I mean, it's the intersection of everything that Black Twitter is about: technology, film, TV, race, and culture. This is the film festival for us. It was perfect. If that is happening, it's kind of surreal for me.
Well, listen, this is a film with a lot to say, but like, what do you hope people take away when they see it complete?
That Black innovation can't be denied, that Black imagination has purpose, that we're out here and our ideas matter. We did cover a lot, and it's a big scope, but I think people will find meaning and purpose in it.
When you look back on that moment, with perspective now, because it's been a few years, what were some of the discoveries that you made while prepping and doing research for this project?
I mean, it was a very long process because, based off my original reporting for Wired, and then from there we picked it up and we storyboarded a lot. We had a lot of meetings, but it expanded on my original ideas. We talked a lot about what happened with Black employees within Twitter in the documentary that I couldn't originally talk about. We talked more about the Black Lives Matter movement. We talked a lot about the interest sort of community exchanges and discussions we have on the platform, and I think people really will relate to it within the documentary.
So with all the interviews that you did for this, what were some of the revelations that took even you by surprise?
That's a good one. I don't know. That's a good question. I know we've been in interviews all day. Just kind of like, honestly, not that I didn't think people would love it, but like the reception for it has been so ecstatic and unanimous in a way that as a writer that I'm writing for Wired and I'm just pitching feature stories. I'm like, I'm just gonna write something and this is just gonna be my thing and I'm gonna go to the next story, not thinking it's gonna become a huge documentary for Hulu. And with Onyx Collective, which is putting stories into the world that not just for representation's sake, but they're putting stories with meaning and purpose behind them. So like to be a part of that, just at my desk typing a story, now it's here, like me talking to you, like that's the sort of like moment for me, right? Like this is,
Can't believe it.
I honestly don't know what to say, so yeah.
Well, I know what I'm going to say, which is congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Really, really nice meeting you. All
I
the
hope
best.
you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy. Have a nice night.
I'm accepting all compliments on my Western look, so. This is it for me for forever now. Austin's changed me forever. How y'all doing? You guys enjoy what you saw? Fantastic stuff. Well, I was delighted to be a part of it. Chronicling Black Twitter is incredibly important because it chronicles an entire intellectual expression of Blackness that's really distinct in a real way. So Prentice and the entire team, I am happy that you guys did this, and I'm happy that you guys are sticking around for a conversation with some of the creatives. I'm gonna introduce them, get them up here right now so you don't have to watch me and listen to me. Oh, by the way, how handsome did I look? 6 out of 10? God damn. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go. Director and executive producer, Prentice Penny. Come on up to the stage. Showrunner from Culture House, Joy Jacoby. Come up to the stage to talk. And last but not least, the genesis of this entire idea, Jason Parham, senior producer, Wired Magazine. Come up to the stage. Question real quick. Who's got more fire boots, me or Prentice?
Oh my God. It's hard. They're doing a very different horse move, right? We've got cowboy and equestrian.
Yeah, he's like training the horse and I'm taking it out to ride. All right, let's get into it. First of all, fantastic work, guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic work.
Thank you.
Hilarious, earnest, serious, all of that. But I'm gonna start with you, Prentice. You've done so much stuff. You've blessed us with so much great content. Why Black Twitter? Why was it important for you to tell that story?
Yeah, for me, it was really about wanting to find something new to do. You know, I'd done scripted television for a long time, and for me, I was trying to find something that pushed me that would make me scared again. And when I read Jason's article, it made me fall in love with Black Twitter again, and it made me remember all the great ways that it really did become so much of a social justice, so much social change that was happening on that. So it felt like if I was gonna do anything in an unscripted and new space, it felt like doing something that was about a subject matter that I loved and participated in. It felt like the right subject matter.
Joy, for you, how did you guys get such an attractive, brilliant, ridiculously talented group of influencers to talk on the show? Particularly some that just shine whatever situation you put them
Wow.
in. Yeah, how do you?
It's crazy.
There's so many people that want to have a part in the conversation when it comes to Black Twitter. I think we're seeing that on Twitter right now. How did you narrow it down? How are you going to contextualize the conversation and who's going to speak?
That's a great question. I think that the title is really important. It's a people's history. Yeah. And so we really wanted to make sure that it was reflective of real folks, from, the talking heads like yourself to the kickbacks that you saw. We saw the barbecue scene. We saw the brunch scene of people that we may not know, but that have made Twitter, Black Twitter, exactly what it is. Learning about folks like Squat Bay and and just all those faces and those people that really make up the platform and make it what it is was really important to us. So it was a lot of research and work. Yeah.
I have a question. Who chose the meal that they were eating at the brunch?
We knew this was gonna come up.
Because y'all was trying to go viral. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, they got some fried chicken, and then y'all just put it over the top with the watermelon. I'm like, yeah, I like that.
I'm out.
That's the type of carrying on. I'm like, fuck it, go for it. Excuse me. Now, for Jason, the docuseries is based on your Wired article. How did this project come to be? Did you always think that this would be something that would be good for a documentary?
No, I mean, I've been writing for a very long time professionally at Wired, and I'm somebody who believes, reporters are frontline historians. And, growing up in a Black household, I know the value of Black stories and Black storytelling. And so I'm always sort of looking for stories to tell about us. And I just kind of wanted to tell the story of Black Twitter because nobody had told it. And I was like, I'm just going to write this story and then go on to my next story. And I'm on stage talking about it with you. So,
just a question for the three of you guys in terms of the production of the documentary and just the way it comes off. Tonally, there is a great deal of importance that you get a sense of that when you're watching it. Like, obviously, we're going back through things that were funny, things that were humorous, but you're also telling a story that seems to be fundamental to the contemporary understanding of Black America. How did you manage, anybody can take this, how did you guys manage switching from a tone that was very, very, very comical, but also incredibly serious and important?
I think that's you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were trying to just really play with the real tone that exists on Black Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is things can get funny, things can get serious, things can get comforting, kind of all in a series of 3 tweets in a row, right? Yeah. And for us, it was how do we create the feeling of that, right? And the same way that Black Twitter uses GIFs and memes to punctuate things, we felt we needed to do that too, right? We needed to make things feel fast and quick in the way that you process information like Black Twitter. So for us, it was how do you take the feeling of Black Twitter and then put that in a documentary? And so really, that's all we were trying to do.
Yeah.
You guys, what are some of the Black Twitter moments that just are burned into your brain, like when you're thinking about Black Twitter? Jason, Joy, like what are the moments for you guys that made you want to be a part of this and made it so top?
I mean, one of my foundational ones back in the day was sort of, it didn't make it in, but Thanksgiving with Black families. We got Thanksgiving clap back, but Thanksgiving with Black families was kind of like the original for me. I was like, oh shit, we're all here together. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Crying Jordan. I mean, there's the seriousness and the levity to it, right? So obviously Black Lives Matter is foundational to understanding the fabric and the tapestry of what Black Twitter is for me.
Yeah, and I think that one thing that we forget is that Me Too, the Me Too movement also came out of Black Twitter. Oscar's So White, these are things that have changed our industry and our society as a whole, so. Those are 2 big ones.
Yeah, the one thing I kind of equated to is when I think about things that happened in the civil rights movement, right? Like Rosa Parks just refusing a seat wasn't a planned event. It was just a thing that happened, right? So tweeting, Our Lives Matter, tweeting Black Girls Are Magic, right? It's just sort of a thing I'm feeling in the moment, and we take those things for granted now, but they were just out of like, this isn't right, like this isn't cool, this isn't fair, and now they're just like big, huge things, and I think that's what Black people do in this country all the time is we just show up and then things become something.
Last question. There's just an amazing and brilliant, diverse group of people that are behind this production. But you guys are up here right now representing it. What would you hope that people take away from it? Because there's so many different messages inside of what you've created. I want to answer from everybody. No opting out.
Black innovation and Black imagination can't be denied, no matter what. Our stories matter. It sounds so cliche, but it really is real. It really is real, yeah.
Just an overall celebration for Black culture and Black excellence. I was reminded so many times when just watching that and just giving me the comic genius that we are at all times, even when things suck. Straight
It's
up.
best when they're bad, right?
Yeah, we're really good at that.
Like there was some really bad times recently, like a couple years ago when we all thought that World War III was coming. That was the best day of comedy on Black Twitter ever.
Right. We killed it.
Yeah,
Watch
absolutely.
episode 3, y'all.
So for you, what would you hope that people take from what you've created?
I mean, there's so many things. I think the one thing that I take from it, I hope people take from it is, when Jason wrote this article, he finished it in 2021, and in the article stopped at January 6th. And that's when we decided to come onto the documentary. And as we were making the documentary, it got bought, right? And literally, as you're seeing in the country of certain states trying to ban books or burn books or rewrite narratives about sort of, what slavery was or wasn't. So Jason having this sort of very prophetic vision of let us document this now because this could all go away, and then we're literally watching it all go away, to me is so paramount. And the irony of that to me is so much of Black culture is told through oral tradition, right? So we don't have a lot of physical records of us being here. And then the fact that like Black Twitter could go away and that we actually have a digital record of it, but it would just become oral history is bizarre to me. So I just hope people take away that we're here, we're gonna be here, and we're gonna stay here, and we're gonna make stuff happen.
Let me give it up for that. Real quick, let me tell you how powerful Black Twitter is before we get off the stage. The trailer was dropped earlier, and the conversation was immediately sparked. It became the #1 trending topic on Twitter. Already an intense amount of conversation. You guys should be really proud of yourselves. I'm really proud of myself whenever I get to see myself on screen. It's an amazing treat. But thank you. Call to action. When can they see it? When is it dropping? All of that stuff.
Dropping on Hulu May 9th.
Yes.
All right. Thank
Just
you
wanna
guys.
give-
Appreciate you.
Just want to also give a
Oh,
thank
one more
you
time.
to all of the partners on this, Onyx, Culture House, an amazing company with all women. Penny for your thoughts, and
Wired,
y'all.
Condé Nast, all
Yeah.
of yes. Thank
Totally.
you, everybody.
Thank you.
Y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're out of here.
That is it for the South by Southwest 2024 Film and TV Festival premiere of Black Twitter, A People's Journey. Keep checking back for more coverage of South by Southwest right here.